Metro got that fire, boy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Off the Post NHL podcast. I'm TJ, that's Mitch, that's Jeff, and today we're getting into some Saturday game action, some upcoming Monday action. No games on Sunday, but we still got some stuff to talk about. So first of all, let me just ask the boys, how was the weekend?
It was all right, man. You know, just a quick little dub over the Senators. Nothing too hard. You know, nothing on my team. We're good. Other than that, nothing. How about you boys?
Growing pains for the Sens. I imagined that was going to be the case, but yeah, disappointing start. Although I will say against Buffalo, it should have been 2-1. I mean, that game was 2-1. They got 2 empty netters. So I actually thought we played a lot better than maybe people give us credit for in that game too. I actually, even the Leafs game, I didn't think we played that bad. I actually think it was quite a good back and forth. It was an exciting game to watch. I mean, it was first hockey night in Canada of the year too. So, I mean, and you follow that up too with the Battle of Alberta. So it was just really nice. I mean, regardless, despite the loss, it kept me in a good mood to have that hockey night in Canada back.
We'll get into the Leafs game in a second. But TJ, what about you, my friend?
Yeah,
well, I just wanted to mention that if you haven't seen our last episode, Jeffrey, I don't know if you were able to watch, but I did say something in the opening of our last episode. I said I would not don one of these jerseys, one of these red Washington Capitals jerseys, unless my team got a dub. I said it might be weeks. I said it might be months. Well, it was a day later. So we got the dub over the Habs. So that was a good way to start my weekend. And then it all came crashing down when Cooper Rush decided he wasn't Cooper Rush anymore. So, but other than that, my weekend was all right. And I'm ready to talk some Chell with you boys.
All right. Well, might as well start with the Leafs Sens because we already kind of got into it a little bit. Jeffrey, give me your overall thoughts on the game here.
Kind of like I had said previous, I actually thought it was a really good back and forth. I thought it was an exciting game. I mean, it was disappointing, obviously, that we lost, but we're still trying to gel. You know, we got some new faces. We got a young defenseman. Speaking of young defensemen, I thought Sanderson looked good in that game and in the Buffalo game. So, you know, really no concerns from him there. I actually thought Bronstrom had a nice presence, and his transition game looked, you know, pretty efficient early on for me. I mean, obviously, he still made some mistakes at points. Brady Tkachuk, obviously, I have no idea what he was doing on the tying goal there. He just let Muzzin walk in. I was, that could have been a game changer if he just put a little more effort into that play, and maybe that shot doesn't get off as nice. But anyways, regardless, I thought we played pretty well, especially for, again, having so many new guys and having such a young team still. But disappointing to be 0-2, of course.
Yeah, I guess it's just the perspective from the two fan base. I thought that was the most dog shit, boring hockey game I could have ever watched. It was so dull. Maybe, like, I guess the Senators were doing more.
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
Like, you guys kind of had what it seemed to me, you had the puck more in our zone, like especially in like the second period, start the third, but you didn't really do too much with it. Like, it was just so boring. It just felt like team tried to enter, denied, team tried to enter, skate around the zone for a bit, lose it, go back. Like, it was just so boring to me. I really did not like the game. But bright sides, Forsberg was really good. I thought Samsonov was really good. So the goaltending was good. Honestly, not too many positives out of the Leafs that game. I guess just Justin Hall for Norris, but that's it.
Well, I will say, like, one positive is just that the second line continues to hum and haw.
Yeah,
that is nice. But besides that, I kind of do feel your take, Mitch, on it just not really being the most interesting game. But I also do feel like part of what I found most intriguing was I was just looking at the Sens a lot of that game because, like, I know the Leafs, you know what I mean? So I thought Sanderson played really well. I was kind of surprised that, like, Pinto's like role kind of as like a third line, like shut down center. That's like the role they were kind of playing him in. And he honestly didn't play too bad. And yeah, I I'm so intrigued by this power play, Jeff. And me and Mitch got into it, and I said on the pod I needed to talk to you about it. Like, I get it. I get having two strong units, but I also don't get the way that they are doing it. What do you think about DeBrincat being on the second line power play?
I think maybe he's just not ready yet. I mean, in terms of just they don't want to give him that time yet. Maybe they want to give it to someone who's used to the system, understands maybe, and has been more of a gel with the guys that have been there so far. That's really my only understanding of it. I think it's to just kind of transition him into it. I'm not sure how much our power play really differs. I mean, it doesn't really differ team to team that much. Obviously, you have different set plays and different cycles that you want to run in different areas, but I mean, other than that, I think maybe they're just trying to transition him into it a little bit more, as opposed to just throwing him out there and being like, look, you got to get 40 for us right away. There's all this pressure. That's maybe my thinking. And also, like you said, maybe to spread out the scoring a little bit, and also just to try some different combinations and see who works with who. And I mean, I gotta be thinking that that's the only thing that is why they would do that. But other than that, yeah, I'm not really sure.
I think we're reading too much into like lines 1 and 2. I feel like they're just kind of trying stuff out right now. I'm pretty sure the second unit got more ice time on the power
It
play.
did. It
Yeah.
did. But I'm just
because
I'm more so not looking at like first line, second line. I'm looking at the players that they're playing with. Like, so the second line is it's Pinto and Mott and Sanderson. So we're just not gonna play the Brinkat with Kachuk, Stutzel, Batherson, Shabbat. Like,
well, I don't know. You kind of have like the finishers and like the playmakers on like both sides. I don't really understand Mott being on the power play.
Mott actually like surprisingly he looked pretty good in that Leafs game. Like as like a little like random bright spot. But no, I don't know if he's power play unless he's Jeff might know more. Like I didn't really pay too close attention. Does he just like is he the guy in front of the net? Just
probably.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do much. In terms of that, I think he just kind of works. Yeah. I mean, I think he's just a guy to put there.
I would
maybe
assume
for now.
so,
He's also had a lot of experience in the league, so maybe they're just kind of like, you know, he's been there, so we'll let him get the shot. I also was impressed, I will say, by Shane Pinto's power play presence. I thought he was really nice. I wasn't against him being on the power play ever, but I know him coming out and sort of giving that responsibility or getting that responsibility. Sorry. I mean, he scored a nice goal, and I thought he definitely did not look out of place.
I don't think you want like say Norris and DeBrincat because like those are like two finishers, right? Like it's kind of harder for them to share the puck, but also could make it more deadly at the same time because they don't have just like one option to cover. So
yeah, you're talking like ways. Norris is Matthews, and you don't want to take away.
Well, I mean, he has
he does have a nice shot, but it's right. Just.
But like you look at the Matthews line where like he's just always covered. So yeah, I guess it does make sense in that aspect. Give it more looks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of DJ Smith, to be honest. I don't know.
It's just it's just kind of having a 1A and 1B power play. Well, it is good. It also just means that that's 30 less seconds of having your best players on the ice if you just had a stronger power play and a weaker power play. And then you'd still be putting out Giroux, Pinto, Batherson. Like, you know what I mean? Like your second unit's not going to be bad if you move up to Brinkat. I don't know. I feel like I want DeBrincat to score a lot of goals, so I want him in that position. But like Jeff said, he might eventually just move up there. Like it's early in the season. We're just overreacting because we can't.
I feel like Ottawa's like top 6 as they are very good, but I feel like they're almost like very balanced. Like it's not like a Leafs dynamic where you have like the Matthews and Marner and then everybody else. I feel like they're all kind of, they're not like even, but they're close in skill level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the last thing that I just wanted to touch on before we move on from the Senators is I kind of was thinking about this recently. Like, yes, Brandstrom is still young and he's got potential and stuff, but that's like the Mark Stone centerpiece, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Looking back, to me, that kind of hurts.
But they kind of fleeced San Jose though, so it kind of evens out in that aspect.
Yeah. Okay, that is
like
true too.
They were heading into a rebuild anyways, and like I don't know. Imagine if like I don't remember like what the trades were like when they got traded, but imagine if they got Nick Suzuki instead of Brandstrom because Nick Suzuki went for Patches. How funny would that have been?
Oh my god.
Hindsight.
But yeah, I guess that's all for Leafs. I honestly have nothing for the Leafs side. Like it was such a dull game for the Leafs. I feel like they sucked. Kind of lucky. I think Ottawa kind of deserved to win that one. Sandy won it for us though.
Well, we're still kind of on the Leafs like topic, so we might as well just bang these out, and then we'll go back to some more Saturday games. But prior to this Leafs game, we got some news that kind of it shook up all of Toronto and all of Leafs Nation. Matt Murray lasted a total of 1 game before getting injured on Saturday, I believe in the morning, heading into the game on the morning skate. Matt Murray suffered an injury. He is now on long-term IR, and we got to hand it over to our resident Leafs analyzer, Leafs fan, Leafs stan. Let's hear it, Mitch.
I'm gonna double down on my take from the last pod. It's looking, although very light, it's looking like he might not get the Vezina, but the chance is still there. You know, you never know. He might come back in 24 days and just
go undefeated.
Until he's back, I'm gonna hand over the Vezina conversation to Ilya Samsonov. Lights out, dude. But honestly, like, I hope it's not like super long term because I know he has to be on the IR for a minimum 24 days. I feel like Samsonov can easily hold the fort down till then. Like Chalgren's he can play in the NHL. I'm not gonna say he's like a great backup or anything, but he can play. So I'm not too worried about the goaltending. I'm just kind of worried if it's prolonged and longer and say he comes back, gets injured again. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about these 24 days though.
And that's kind of the biggest concern is because he has came back and gotten hurt a lot more often than he's came back and stayed healthy.
You know what? I don't need this bad juju.
I saw something that was like he's been on the long-term IR 5 times in the last 3 seasons. 5 different stints. That's atrocious. But
you know what? I'm not worried.
Matt Murray for Vezina. Matt Murray for
Vezina. He's for Vezina. Don't worry about it, guys.
But
you know what it is, boys. It's not even. It's just a trick. Like he faked an injury just so the Leafs could get cap space and Robertson can score 5 goals in his first game.
And that's where I was going to lead us is now the Leafs have cap space. So we're going to see some more, you know, we might get some Robertson into the lineup every now and then. It's going to be interesting where they decide they want to slot him in. Like, I guess maybe just Malgin gets a night off or someone in the bottom 6 just gets a night off. I don't know.
That's what I'd imagine, but I haven't looked recently, so I'm not sure. Obviously, we're recording this before the Coyotes game with the Leafs and before all the Monday games. Yeah. I saw that Willie actually missed practice yesterday because of an illness, so there's a chance he doesn't play tonight. So it could just be Tavares, Robertson, Malgin. But if Willie is still playing, I'd imagine it's Malgin coming out because I've said this on almost every pod since the season started. Like he's been good, but
Willie doesn't play. Robertson scores a hat trick. Dubas says, I could get rid of $6 million real quick here.
You are on. This guy is banter.
Right-handed defenseman. Right-handed defenseman.
What right-handed defenseman? What one?
You could transition nicely with that there too, actually.
Well, one, the Caps have 0. Or sorry, the Leafs have 0.
I mean, we have the top 10 right-handed defenseman in the league actually after Saturday game-winning goal. Did you know? Sorry,
I was so confused for a second.
Did you know that Justin Hall is actually the Sens' father? Like, actually, I'm pretty sure in like 10 games played, he has like 4 game winners against the Sens.
Really? Yeah, he scored. Yeah, I think it's
hilarious.
3 game winners, but he has like 4 game-winning goals of his 11 goals that he scored with the Leafs or something. Like he's Captain Clutch, man.
He turns it on against the Sens. He's ready.
It's so weird how some guys like have that. Like they have that one team that it's just like this guy picks on these guys, like whether
like
or not
it be against the Leafs.
Yeah, but like stuff like that is kind of like motivation. Like I get it. It's just when it's like a non-goal scorer like that who just randomly has a team that he picks on. That's always kind of interesting to see.
It is fun.
Was there any other Saturday games you wanted to touch on? I think a good one to transition to would be the Battle of Alberta that happened right after y'all's game.
Right. Yeah, no, that was good. That was the one where Calgary won 4-3, or they're up like 4-1, I think, and then Edmonton scored. Or they're up 4-0 or something.
That was the one where Jack Campbell let in 4 goals on 11 shots. Yes, you are correct. That is that game.
See, like, here's the thing about, before we even get into the game itself, like, I'm just want to touch on Jack Campbell for a bit. Like, obviously, it's a rough start. Like, it's the one thing everybody knows about him. He's very hard on himself, and I do think like the moment gets to him at certain spots.
Battle of Alberta in Edmonton. You had a bad first game. Come on, buddy.
To a big new contract, like,
and then something like this.
I mean, his first game he kind of battled back, but honestly, that's what you'll get out of Campbell. Like, he'll either be like lights out, like so hard to score against him, or like it'll just be terrible. Like, it's so wildly inconsistent. But hey, fun fact: his save percentage of that game wasn't as bad as his playoff overtime save percentage. So let's go. We're stepping up here.
Slight step up. Well, then I guess the question that I have to pose just while we're on the Edmonton goaltending topic. Stuart Skinner had a shutout. 31 saves. Yeah, dude, he left after 11 shots. They pulled Campbell after 11 shots.
Is he this? Here's an honest question. Did the Oilers fumble that contract so bad and does Stuart Skinner end up being the starter by the end of the season?
The better question is, did the Edmonton Oilers literally copy paste what the Toronto Maple Leafs have done?
With what? What do you mean?
Stuart Skinner is Samsonov. Jack Campbell is Matt Murray. You spent the bag on the guy, and then your cheaper guy's your guy.
Well, I mean, at least Murray is only 2 years, and like,
no,
his downfall is he
true.
can go on LTIR a lot, so you can save that cap.
Yeah.
But like,
I hate hearing that though. It's like, because I heard somebody say that on Twitter or something. It's like the Leafs planned for this. The Leafs planned that Matt Murray could go on long-term IR. You know, like this was like, you know. I was like, shut up.
Oh man.
Like trying to make it seem like they're just like playing chess and we are all just
they wanted
him
to get injured
down here.
They're so like I say this as a Leafs fan, like they're so insecure. Like they can't take any like shit from any other team. They always have to like mega, but Dubas is a genius. He knew he could push up against LTIR.
It was some comment on like them being able to call up Simmons, Robertson, and blah blah, and it was like they planned for Matt Murray to potentially have to see long-term IR. Really smart move or something like that. I was like, oh my god,
I wonder if Simmons gets in. I'm not sure because he was supposed to be traded. Like,
yeah, he got called up though, so maybe they'll give him a game or two. Just I don't know, out of hey, respect. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was going back to the Oilers game. Big game for the Flames. Kadri scored his first goal. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm liking the Flames this year. They dismantled Colorado, even though they're on a back-to-back, so kind of hard to not. But good game against the Oilers. They almost blew it, but
they were on a back-to-back, and I believe, like I heard that they flew in at 2:30 in the morning into Calgary or something like that.
The Avalanche.
Yeah, after their other game previously. So it's like, how much do you chalk up to that? But it is what it is. And then, the Flames came out against Edmonton the next, I don't know if it was the next night or the night after that, but either way.
Can I just make a quick comment?
Yeah. Go ahead.
TJ, are you wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey underneath the Washington Capitals jersey? Yes.
I am.
Okay, I just had to confirm that was happening.
I also got the Cowboys and the Capitals gear. I got to rep both podcasts in one.
Of course. No, I was just making sure. So I didn't mean to do.
By the way, shout out the Cheeseboys NFL Podcast. You can check us out on YouTube. Right?
Oh yeah,
right, same channel. But yeah, other than that, that Battle of Alberta game, some other interesting news and notes I want to get your guys' thoughts on. My Ducks have gotten killed in 2 straight games. It's not looking good. They lost 7-1 against the New York Islanders.
Oh, that's a bad team to lose 7-1 against. That's
rough.
like, I thought you were gonna say the Rangers for a second. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair. But like the Islanders,
yeah, that one was tough. Another game that was very high scoring on the Saturday window. I actually watched a bit of this game. I watched like towards the end, was the Kings and the Wild. I don't know if you guys saw that. It ended 7-6, and I believe like Minnesota was up, like they were up like 5-2 or something at some point. I could be wrong, or maybe it was the other way around. Like the Kings were up 5-2, and then they almost blew it. Yeah, somebody almost blew it. I can't remember exactly, but Kaprizov had a good game. Zuccarello's still a guy, but in the end, yeah, the Kings fucking clutched her out. I'm just trying to look up, refresh my memory.
Speaking of Zuccarello, quickly, I
go ahead.
I don't know if you guys heard about the comment that he made about the Minnesota defense.
No,
and how he basically came out and said that like we defend like shit sometimes, and we play basically like we play like a junior defensive team. Like we play like, I don't know.
Wow.
He's basically saying that the defense sucks and that they don't try, is what I kind of got out of that.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but I indeed was wrong when I assessed the Metropolitan Division, because I guess Pittsburgh is indeed not dead.
No, they never die.
They beat up. They never die, man. Especially like, I should have known when they added the injection of youth in Jeff Carter that they were just never gonna die. So so they win 6-2 against the Lightning, but Brian Elliott was in net. I think it was a back-to-back. But the reason I wanted to bring up this game was because me and Mitch, I believe maybe all 3 of us were on the pod when I was talking about this, but the Lightning defense is like low-key kind of sus without Ryan McDonough. And like, especially when Ian Cole was suspended. I know he's back now, but when Ian Cole was suspended, like they were running like Hayden Fleury, like big minutes. Like it was looking a little like I think maybe Schuster was like running like 22, 23. I'm like, and it was not good against the Rangers. And again, another just thrashing against the Pens. Like I'm just kind of curious what's going to happen there, but that's just a random tidbit. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts.
Not really. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Tampa has been really disappointing so far this year, though. Yeah,
for sure. Well, moving on then quickly to my Capitals. We did indeed secure the WWW. The Kemperer strikes back and gets his first dub of the season. So Darcy, he balled out, but I mean, it was like, I can't remember the exact shots. I can look it up after, but I feel like he faced like 19 shots and they were all like from long distance. Like we were all over the Canadians in this game. Really physical game. I believe it was I know Sheary scored because Sheary had that like nasty block. He blocked a shot and then he like went on the 2-on-1 and then made the fucking nice play to finish it. I think Oshie scored, and I think I want to say it was Mantha or Kuznetsov. I cannot remember on the third goal. I'm sorry. I think it was an empty netter. So yeah. Anyway, all in all, we really just dominated them. I was kind of watching the Leafs Senators game a little bit closer than I was the Caps game, just because of where I was at. I was with some people who just demanded that we watch the Leafs game as much as possible every second. Couldn't switch even in some commercials. So sus behavior, but I got to see bits and pieces. Hey,
when's McMichael getting in,
man? When protest stops playing so well, I guess.
So it's just like send him down. Is he waiver eligible?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, but
also some other news out of Washington, DJ.
That's where I was going to lead to now. Some other news that actually broke like in the middle of our game. in the middle of the Washington Capitals game. And
well, same. It was the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, we signed Sonny Milano. So Sonny Milano finally has a job. He's got a job for this season. And where does he play? Like, so if McMichael's not getting in, I guess Protas probably comes out, and like, is Sonny just gonna run our second line, which like kind of fucking sick. I kind of
honestly
fucks with Strome, Sonny Milano, and Anthony Mantha.
I have a hot take here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously he's starting in the. I don't think he got claimed because he was put on waivers. He started in the AHL. But once I think he gets his footing, he gets called up. All I'm saying is by like the advanced metrics and stuff, he's one of like the best like playmakers right now. Obviously, he's not like the top, but like he's really, imagine him just like setting up Obi. I don't know. I think it's something. I think it's something you get to look at.
And then you move Connor Brown down, which if you followed the pod, you know I'm a big believer in the Strome Brown connection. We need to get those two back together. Sonny Milano first line. Cap Stanley Cup.
Strome Brown, Mantha. I don't know, man. You could try it. That's all I'm saying. So you just try it. I feel like
it's also just interesting that we get Sonny Milano and like we're so broke and we still don't know about like Tom Wilson and how that's all going to work out. But whatever.
I love how you. Well, I mean, he's league man, so it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how you got both of the guys I wanted for the Leafs. You got Strome and Milano.
Yeah, that's kind of
wanted
funny.
Both of them on our second line.
Two free agent dreams, but. Hey, I'm excited, bro. The advanced metrics, like you said. I mean, hey, I'm if he plays with Ovi and he's just the new Nicky Backstrom, I'd be gassed.
Yeah, I wouldn't push too heavy for that. But I'm not saying it's gonna.
You just told me he was, bro. So I'm fully invested.
I did not. I did not say that.
You said Matt Murray for Vesna, and now you said Sonny Milano is Nick Backstrom 2.5.
All right.
You didn't just say he was Backstrom. You said he's better. So that's. I heard it. I got it on recording.
Prime Wayne Gretzky for Packers. Let's go.
But yeah, other than that, boys, I'm not gonna lie. There was some other games. I'll quickly run off the scores here. So the Panthers beat the Sabres 4-3. The Flyers beat Vancouver 3-2, which we're going to touch on that. The Red Wings beat the Devils 5-2. Boston beat Arizona 6-3. The St. Louis Blues beat the Blue Jackets 5-2. The Dallas Stars smashed the Predators 5-1. The Vegas Golden Knights keep rolling. They beat up on Seattle 5-2. And then the Blackhawks won 5-2 against the San Jose Sharks.
Are the Flyers actually nasty?
So I kind of figured once I said that was going to spark a conversation. The only thing that
really caught my eye. Like this is literally the John Tortorella effect. I don't think they're obviously going to keep it up, but like, they will win some games. I think
it always seems to happen where like the first year, bro. Like Tortorella teams, like they play hard and they buy in,
cracked, and
then it just slowly like it wears on these players, man. They can't do it for multiple seasons. Like Tortorella can do it.
They're so done with the guy.
They're just so fucking done with the bullshit.
He's literally
that they just give up.
2-year coach, yeah.
But like they're not a 2-year window team, so it doesn't really make a ton of sense.
But this is what I mean. Like I genuinely think Chuck Fletcher thinks he has a good team in Philadelphia, and that's why he signed Tortorella. Like I don't think like everybody else looks, this team is terrible. Yeah. Bedard rates, and he's like, nah, we're good.
Cup contender, actually. Did you not see my goalie? I got heart in that. I'm going all in.
Dude, we got Kevin Hayes.
Oh, that's all you need, buddy.
Bro, we are such a good team that I can't even fathom risking this chemistry by signing Johnny Gaudreau right now. I just can't. No. If we mess with anything like and improve our roster too much, it's going to be too much talent.
Only from within the organization.
Yes.
Carter Hart
build
with a 940.
From Lehigh Valley out.
Carter Hart with a 940 through 2 games.
He's all the way back.
Another team I was going to touch on briefly too was the Detroit Red Wings, who are 2-0. And another thing I actually saw a couple days ago is they've actually fielded or iced the tallest line in NHL history. The tallest line in NHL history, made of Sundqvist, Soderblom, and Rasmussen. They're combined for 6 points in their first game together, and they have an average size of 6'6", 230 pounds, which is the tallest line in NHL history. And they are 2-0, and they look very scary to me, the Detroit Red Wings. They
That's
just
so
have
sick.
a goon squad. Tyler Bertuzzi is injured for a little bit of time now, but I mean that team is terrifying.
Stevie Y. Did Stevie Y do it in like
Guys are playing.
2-3 years?
Nah, I'm sticking to my predictions for the Atlantic, but they're falling off. Don't worry.
remember being like, I remember being shocked when Moritz went 5 or 6 or whatever. Like they weren't talking about him like going 5 or 6, and now it's like, well, we were fucking wrong. The scouts were fucking
their
wrong.
last draft pick starting off good in the SHL too.
The one that they just took this year.
Yeah,
because everybody had him a bit lower.
He is.
It's like 6 points in 9 games in the SHL. It's pretty good.
And like Raymond's playing well already. Like
he has 2 goals, I believe.
Stevie Y can draft, man. He can draft.
Stevie Y the GOAT.
Stevie Y is in fact that guy, and it's funny because his team might be coming on while Tampa's falling off. What if Mitch is like, oh, Detroit's gonna fall off, bro? What if Detroit takes out Tampa? What if Vasilevsky gets hurt, bro?
We're not in the segment of the overreaction segment, TJ. It's literally 3 games.
We can't go that too far.
No, they're the best team. They're the best team in the NHL. Man. Are they not?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess
they're 2-0.
Look at the standings and tell me who's the best team. That's just what I'm saying.
Capitals fighting for the Bedard spot with Montreal.
Yeah,
then, I
we
guess.
Actually, well, no, not really. We're
I think we have a better chance than the Caps.
Yeah, we're like fighting for pick like 15 right now. But I will say, indeed, the Leafs are not as good as Detroit. So moving on.
There it is.
Moving on. What do you guys want to do now? Do you guys want to talk about some other things going on in the league, or do you want to get into some Monday previews? It's up to y'all. Got a couple other things we could talk about.
What do we got?
We do have on here that LA needs to trade a right-handed defenseman because they are benching Brandt Clark. They're benching Dursey. They're just like having to do all this whack stuff because they literally have too many good right-handed defensemen. Mitchell says, who are the Leafs going to trade for?
That's what I was talking about earlier, is when we said, speaking of right-handed defensemen, I was going to say is about the Kings. Yeah,
they trade back for Sean Dursey. They get him back.
Then we'll give him Muzzin for Dursey.
Straight up 1-for-1.
1-for-1.
Yeah, they got Matt Roy. Like their decor is actually like not terrible.
No, not at all.
And they have a lot of right-handed defensemen. Are they like the Leafs, but with right-handed defensemen?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know which one you trade though. Is Brandt Clark ready to play full-time in the league right now?
I'm not sure. I didn't get to watch. I didn't get to like see him all that much. In the game that he played, I didn't really like. I don't know, but he seemed to be. He seemed to be capable. I think it says something that he started with the team, but I don't know. He's one of those guys where I think he's maybe not quite ready for the NHL yet, but he's definitely too good to go back to the OHL. It's not going to stunt his development per se, but it's just he's going to get a lot more out of playing hockey against men at this point.
I feel like he probably does start on a team that has like a poo third pair right-handed defense.
Yeah,
it's just on a team that has like 5 right-handed. So it's like he's getting benched, but that's not that might not even be so much due to his performance or any. It's just they have 4 guys who are more experienced, like NHLers. So he's not even getting his shot. He's getting Robertson right now.
Yeah, that is true. It's getting Robertson, but like they're a team that traded for Fiala. Like they're trying to make the playoffs and do more? Like, is it worth it for him to be like in and out of the lineup? But like you said, Jeff, like he's probably a little too good for the OHL, but it's probably better that he goes back there. No.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they do at this point because it's like, again, I don't know. It really depends on what the organization wants to do with him. Do you want to use him now and kind of potentially risk him not playing all that much, or do you want to let him just completely rip it up? And then there's the other option. Is like, do you just kind of keep him with the team for the year and sort
trade
of
a guy
use him as like a healthy scratch, or trade somebody who's maybe not as valuable?
That's what this whole conversation is, right?
Yeah, I'm not really
he could be
sure.
the guy they're wanting to trade, one of those defensemen that we're looking at and they're saying like, oh yeah, they're solid, but it's because they're like, well, we can't send Brant down. We got to get him in here. We got to get him into this lineup, or else he's not going to keep developing. He's just gonna, because I mean, yeah, but if he's just going to be a healthy scratch and get in and out of the lineup, he should go to the OHL. He shouldn't.
Yeah, probably.
But if they do plan on trading a guy to give him a spot where he is going to play 40, 50 games this year, then worth it to keep him on the roster.
And I think he's got to play a minimum of that to make it worth it, honestly.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking like maybe they can't, they give him spot games every now and then until like around the deadline. And then after the deadline, he's in all the way, and hopefully they're a playoff team, get him some playoff experience.
I wish Canadian players didn't have to go back to junior.
Agreed. It's actually random, like it's just so random, and
it protects it's to protect the CHL so they can keep their stars and they can it's for money. It's because then you don't have guys going back, and you don't have Nick Robertson going back and scoring like, 55 goals in 50 games, and Peterborough selling out every game. You know what I mean? Is like, that's guys like that. Even if they're like a second round pick in the NHL, they're not going to make the NHL right away, or they're not at least going to be superstars per se in the OHL or CHL. Those guys, that's what drives their revenue, is getting to watch the high end talent.
And I guess every player does have their own choice. They can't just go to the college route if they want to. And
and a lot of Canadian guys are. You're seeing a lot of young Canadians doing it. Owen Power, Adam Fantilli is another great example. Because again, watching him in his draft year, I thought he was as good, if not better. Don't tell him that. Well, I just said it. I just exposed myself. Then Shane Wright at the time, because they were both playing with 16-year-olds at 14, and I was like, I mean, both these guys could play in the OHL next year. And Fantilli said, no, I'm going to hang back. And so, he went to play for the Chicago Steel. Now he's in Michigan. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on the player. You're right. But
because you started talking about the draft, I need to segue real quick.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard is the best prospect since
who, TJ?
Since you guys say yes or no. I guess Slavkovsky.
Come on.
No.
Who's the next first overall? Help me out.
Power.
Who's next after that? Hughes. What are you guys saying?
No, he's better than all of them.
Yeah. Dolan.
No. Better. All right.
Nolan Patrick.
No, bro. It was Nico Hischier.
Or Nico Hischier, sorry, yeah.
All right.
You're just going to Matthews, man. That's all you're doing. Then you stop
Matthews?
Yeah, Matthews, I think so, man. As
a prospect? Coming in?
You're also looking at basically a point per game or
those are the two toughest. That's the toughest one.
I think you have to. Because like Matthews is just like under McDavid. I don't know.
There's an argument. There's definitely
an argument.
I would say the comparable between players though is that Bedard looks a lot more like a McDavid type player than a Matthews type player. He's going to be the guy that's got the total speed and skill, whereas Matthews is the guy that's gonna. I mean, it's not that he doesn't have speed and skill, but he's just a flat out goal scorer. So, yeah, that's an interesting debate to have, because I would argue that they definitely the McDavid Bedard comparison is closer, just in terms of how they play.
Well, play style.
Yeah, but like I don't.
But in
think
terms of a prospect coming out,
I don't think you can say he's better. Like
No.
a better prospect right now. Like
No.
I think
No,
you have
not
to
than
wait and
McDavid.
see. No, the Matthews. I think you have to wait to see.
But that's like,
But
yeah,
I might be biased. but
wait and
I think you have
see.
to wait.
Wait and see.
Yeah,
Like, he
that's-
also has like,
do you not remember the hype coming out of Matthews?
oh, I know, but dude, the hype
Point per
about
game
Bedard,
in the men. Oh yeah, it's huge.
know.
But like I don't know. I just can't.
he's got like
to me, I
19
can't-
points right now in like 6 or 7 games or something like that.
I can't justify it, but you
Yeah.
never know.
I
thought
think
he
there's
was-
definitely an argument already,
Yeah.
but you'll have to wait till the end of the season for sure to see.
Yeah. No, I would say that it's probably Matthews because, like, dude, this is his draft year, and Matthews point per game in his draft year, like, you have to give credit to that in a men's league. So like, but
Yeah,
we're
man.
not gonna know until we see the
over a
full
point per game,
scope.
bro.
Yeah.
46 points in 36 games, 24 goals. Come on, bro.
He was studly, but
Yeah.
we're
He
just
was-
we're gonna have to see the full range of everything. We'll come back to this topic, but that was just a random
Almost-
idea. I would
almost
definitely
led-
say he is the best prospect since Matthews. Is
Yeah,
like
obviously. I
the
think that's
easy
clear, though.
that's the easy answer, obviously.
Yeah.
If you want to
Well, here's
fucking
the question,
get into
TJ.
if you want to get into
Is
a
he-
big debate, then you can start to go there.
Is he the best? Is he the best prospect since Matt Beachcoff, buddy?
Well, that's another thing that we can even debate is like I don't know.
I said it
There's-
earlier to TJ.
There's potential that it's like we're talking all this talk about, and then like this kid's just gonna come over from after playing 3 years in the KHL and just be a psychopath. But
I do think
Again-
he'll be the 2, though. I think
he's gonna be really good.
we
but I
do
think he'll
do
be
this
good.
every year, bro. Every year
Bro.
it happens.
I was kind of talking about this. So like it took me a long time to cope with the fact that Crosby was better than Ovechkin, but I just kind of like overall it's like, well, Ovechkin's better at the things that Ovechkin does best. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's the best at goal scoring. He's like a physical presence. Like he does those things better. And like,
Mhm.
and that's fine. He can be the next best guy. And I kind of feel like that's a little bit where your McDavid hatred is coming from, where it's just
I
like,
don't hate. I
bro.
don't hate McDavid. I hate the Oilers, dude.
but
Not
you
a
were dogging
McDavid
both
thing.
of them last episode. you were
McDavid
not
pisses me
not
off
wanting
'cause
to
he's so-
talk about McDavid.
There was
Get out of
definitely
here,
some
bro.
shade there.
I don't mind McDavid.
Okay.
Drysdale maybe.
But yeah, and this is gonna be the debate, right? Like Bedard might be better, but Matvey might be just cracked at goal scoring, like the same way that
but
Matthews-
like Bedard's also more of a goal scorer than McDavid was. Like he was even said like in interviews, like one of the like Matthews is like the player he looks up to, like because of his shot, like to change
Mhm.
the release. Like
but
I don't
he's
know.
like
I think like
he's
it
he's
could be
love
cracked,
child.
bro.
He's a
he
love
could be
child of them
He could
both,
be a
bro.
mix. He can be a mix, bro. And he
That's
can end
the
up being
thing.
better than both of them. You never know, right? Like
I'm excited
exciting
to see him
times.
play,
Exciting
man.
times.
I'm
like,
excited
it'll
to
be
see him
sick.
play in the NHL.
As long as he doesn't go to the Canadians, I'm cool.
Yeah, as long as he goes to, well, I guess your Flyers take's dead, bro.
Yeah,
John
they're gonna
Tortorella's
win.
there, and they're gonna
They're gonna
fucking
win
win the
the division,
President's
sure.
Trophy at this
Yeah,
point.
goddamn.
He's got
That
them.
is true.
He's got Morgan Frost locked into a different level
you-
right now.
Could you just imagine he goes to Anaheim, dude?
I'm
Like
so excited.
imagine.
Hey, Anaheim got thrashed by the fucking lowly Islanders, so anything is possible.
I'm
If
just
he goes
saying.
to, if he goes to like, I mean, I guess
You
San
put
Jose,
Zegras on the wing.
San Jose wouldn't be that bad, but I don't really want him on a West Coast team, to be honest. Just off my personal bias of like I don't get to watch those games as often
Yeah.
as I do East Coast. So I
But,
wish
like,
he's on.
Here's
East
the
Coast
thing,
team.
though. Like I feel you, but also I think it would make me be able to watch him more at some points because, like, if say he goes to like a Montreal, for an example, I'm watching the Leafs and you're probably watching the Caps, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to see the games anyways. But if he's 10 o'clock, then we watch them afterwards.
Yeah, no, that is true, but
That's
also
fair.
I'm just saying more of an aspect of like I can't really stay up for a full
That
10
is true.
o'clock game all the time. Sometimes I
Yeah,
get,
that's
but
true. That
not
is
all
true.
the time. where it's like on a night where, let's say, like your example, he's on the Canadians. If the Caps don't play and the Canadians do play, and he's really that cracked, then. But I get your argument too. Like definitely on like a Saturday night, it's nice to have McDavid coming on right after like a Matthews. We're pretty blessed in that sense. But yeah, so all right, boys, let's get into some Monday night previews, and then I think we're gonna save one of our topics for next episode. I got a special one that I'm gonna bring up at the end, but let's quickly get into these Monday night games. I'm gonna read off some games, and then you guys say stop if it's interesting. If not, we'll just let it slide. All right.
We want to do predictions for each one.
We could do predictions. You want to do pick'ems?
Yeah, we could do pick'ems. We don't. Maybe not even goals. We'll just do who wins.
Just
who loses.
who's gonna win, like money line.
All right. All right, we'll go.
All right, ready? All right, let's go. Like Mitch, you're gonna go first for the first game, and then Jeff will go first for the second game, and then I'll always go last. All right.
Okay.
Got it. So, Florida Panthers versus Boston Bruins. Bruins at home.
Bruins.
I'll go with the Panthers.
I'm going Bruins. All right. We got the Anaheim Ducks versus the New York Rangers, and the Rangers are at home.
Oh, Rangers, of course.
Rangers, don't even got to waste time. We got the Pittsburgh Penguins on the road against the Montreal Canadiens. Sid's in Montreal.
Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with Montreal.
Oh,
there it is.
It's Casey DeSmith versus Montembeault, by the way. What great goaltending. I'm going to go with the Penguins.
What a matchup.
Now, your marquee matchup of Monday night. Eric Chalgren faces Veljamelikla. The Arizona Coyotes are coming to town versus the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Coyotes. They're winning.
Wow.
They're winning. Stop.
Wow.
You're acting like they're not gonna win and Nick Ritchie isn't gonna score 4 goals. Like, stop. Coyotes are winning. Put your money down. Next.
It does feel like that kind of night for some reason. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
what do you mean that kind of night? It's every fucking night with this team, man.
No,
every
honestly,
time you play a bottom of the league team,
like
we lose.
Some people might look at what Mitchell is saying and think that he is just being like a hater on his own team. I actually look at it as like, nah, he's being the most real fan ever, because it's true. Like, he is just looking at past history and basing it off that. His team doesn't win when they play non-playoff teams, non-competitive teams. So I like the take, Mitch. Also, Chalgren in net, it might be tough, but like, yeah. Do you guys know 0-2 Carroll?
Yeah, he was decent last year. Vejmelka.
Well, he's 0-2 and he's got a 5.55 ERA. So Austin Matthews might be getting awful. 5 goals tonight.
Yeah, he like locked him up last year. So
yeah,
Matthews might score 100 goals tonight.
Okay, bro. Yeah, sure. You're acting like you. Come on, man. He's not scoring a damn thing. Actually, he usually does score against Arizona, so maybe. I still think they lose.
The first line does kind of need to get a little bit more.
2-1 Arizona. There it is.
Oh, he picked a score too. Who'd you take, Jeff?
Oh, I don't know if I made a pick, but I guess I said it feels like one of those nights, so we'll go with Arizona as well.
There it is.
Right, I'll go with Toronto. I guess the closet Leaf fan has to sweep it away. I'll take Toronto. All right, LA Kings are facing Detroit at home. Detroit's at home.
Oh, definitely the Red Wings. I'll go with
the Kings.
I'm taking the Red Wings as well. We got the Colorado Avalanche versus the Minnesota Wild. And I will say, I think every game Minnesota has played, they've scored 6 goals and at least let in 5. So expect fireworks in this matchup.
Who's at home?
The Wild are at home. And I can tell you the goalies too. It's Georgiev versus Gustafsson.
Avalanche.
Yeah, I'll go with the Avalanche as well.
I'm taking the Wild. What are y'all talking about? Georgiev's poo. The Winnipeg Jets are playing the Dallas Stars. Are the Jets actually good? I know the Stars are good. Are the Jets actually good?
No, they're not. Stars.
Yeah, Stars.
I'm taking the Stars as well. Ottinger, my boy, my fantasy boy. And last but not least, Carolina, Seattle. Seattle's at home. Come on,
Seattle
man.
getting the dub.
Yeah, I'll
on,
go with
man.
Seattle as well.
Matty
tonight.
Beniers, we got to ride with Seattle.
Let's
Seattle. So
go.
those are all our
Alright.
games. Those are all our picks. We can next episode we gotta make sure we keep a track of who actually got some of these right, who got some of these wrong. Maybe we can come up with a bet in the future, and we can maybe make a punishment every week where someone's got to wear something or whatnot. But so boys, my absolute last thing that I want to do in this episode today is I want to play this or that, him or him, would you rather, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to give you a player, and then I'm going to give you another player. You're going to pick which one you think is better, which one you would prefer, etc. And then we are going to, whoever the winner is, we'll take a vote. We'll do unanimous decision. So whatever, if it's 2 versus 1, we'll just take that player and it'll be king of the hill. So we'll just keep adding in new guys and we'll just keep spitballing. We can all play together. Like if you want to throw out a player that you think would be an interesting one, for sure, like just shout it out. But all right, I had to do a little bit of a themed one. So we can do one round and then we can stop and we can do a second round. But what a better player, and like what a better way than we can really see if Mitchell will take it seriously or not. Your player to start, boys, is William Nylander.
Oh gosh.
Let's go. So
right.
we're all going together, kind of thing, or is it just me?
We're all going together. We'll just all go together, and then we'll do a vote, and whoever wins will first. Be the king of the hill.
I'll go first, Jeff second, TJ third.
William Nylander versus John Tavares.
Willie.
Oh yeah, right now I'm taking Willie too.
I'm taking Willie right now too. All right, so Willie's still there. Do you want me to just keep spitballing names?
Keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with Patrick Kane.
Oh.
Patrick Kane.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah.
We will go with. I mean, I knew that one.
Are we staying at Willie, or are we king of the hill in this?
It's up to you. Do you want a king of the hill, or do you want to stay? We could stay.
What do you think, Josh?
We could stay with Willie. It's
whatever.
I feel like Willie's kind of neutral. Let's go with Willie.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stay with Willie. So it's kind of like a higher lower thing. So
yeah.
What would you say if I said Brady Tkachuk?
Willie.
Oh. Right now, I'd take Willie probably as well.
All right,
we're just going off of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is all just right now. No future. Blah blah blah. Like this is if you're trying to win a Stanley Cup today. Which player would you rather have on your already built Stanley Cup roster?
Right. And cap is not
cap's not a thing, blah, blah, blah. Like we're not taking into contract because we've talked about this in the past, how contracts skew your thoughts of a player. Try to just think of the player. All right. So moving on from Brady. Well, I guess this is an easy cop out. Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I'm trying to come up with some good ones. What about Braden Point?
Yeah, I gotta go with Point. He's got a little bit more versatility to him and a little bit more.
And he's a playoff dog.
A few more accolades, yeah.
What about a guy like Connor Brown?
Come on, Willie.
Oh, yeah, Nylander.
Come on.
What? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Moving on to what about this one might be good. Willie Elias Pettersson.
That is a good one. Right now, Willie.
I think right now Willie too, just because we need to see Pettersson kind of like come back.
He came into the league crazy, and then
he got hurt a little bit and started to
he keeps
like
getting injured.
And he keeps kind of just like hasn't really came back to that form, but no, I thought that was a good one.
I got one.
You got one?
Willie or Nikolai Ehlers?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a tough one.
Willie.
You guys are the deciders, though.
I might take Ehlers, bro.
I know.
Jeff's
that's
the
what
decider.
I'm thinking Ehlers too, maybe.
Jeff's the decider. I'd have to see this. I'd have to see the stats, bro. I feel like Ehlers just like Does he not score like a lot of goals? I know Willie does too. Like,
He's a good player.
Come on, wasn't even. He was 55 points, 62 games. Y'all doing me dirty.
Who was that?
Steelers, 55 points, 62 games last year. But I mean, the Jets were poo.
Yeah, they also didn't play on a good team.
46 and 47 the year before, 58 and 71. I mean, Willie's stats are better, but
Yeah, Willie's stats are better.
I don't know. I think that one's close.
That one
That
was a good one.
Very close.
What about Willie versus?
I have a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
Nick Suzuki.
Right now, Willie.
You go before me, TJ. I don't really know.
I just don't know what Nick's gonna do this year, so it's hard because I feel like I have more confidence in what I know Willie's gonna do right now.
Willie
Nick
has
could
like 4
pop
years of
off this
experience
year.
on
You know
him.
what I mean? Like,
but
yeah,
I'm
taking Willie.
I might have
I
to
don't.
as well, but you don't know.
I don't
Right
want to get
now,
flamed
I'm
here.
just
Don't want to get flamed. This is gonna cause controversy. This is gonna be fun.
This could.
This is gonna be fun in the comments. Flame us if we're fucking memeing here, because we might be. It's so hard on the spot. You wouldn't know unless you're actually in it.
I got one. Right now, Josh Norris, Willie.
I'm taking
Probably Willie.
bro, but it's just like Willie. Probably Willie just because he's like a 4-year, 5-year pro instead of a 2-year pro.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, if you're telling me that Josh Norris is gonna do what he did last year, I might take Josh Norris. Like, if you're telling me that he's gonna get 35 plus goals and be a power play threat, like, I'm taking that.
He's gonna get 35 plus goals, buddy.
You think?
I'm certainly hoping Norris does.
Stay on the Senators, Willie or Claude Giroux?
Oh, Willie. I mean, Claude's like,
at this point.
Yeah,
Claude's pretty good, though.
He's like 33,
good,
34, though.
I'm just saying based on this season. It's like
Willie.
Let's do like 2 more. I think that we got something to close out the show. Trying to think of some good ones, though. Willie or Jake Gensel?
That's a good one.
That's Jake.
I think that's Jake, too.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with Gensel. Yeah.
I think it's closer than you think, though. But
Jake.
No,
it definitely is.
Definitely Jake right now.
Because I don't know if you can like you could sort of replace each one.
I feel like people
with the
talk
other.
about Willie like he's not as good. Like, I feel like we might get some hate in some of these, but it's also like, yeah,
he's a top 10 right wing, bro.
The people hating are like people who aren't like gonna be watching the Leafs like all the time and knowing like that he's not the fucking player that everyone memes like he was 2-3 years ago, like just because he sat out.
Let me think of the final one here. You said it earlier, TJ, on our prep. Nylander or Mangiapane?
Oh.
I'm taking Mangiapane, and I'll give you one reason. Nylander, I did an X-ray on Nylander. Okay. I found that there was 0 dog detected. When I looked at Mangiapane's scans, I saw about 19 pit bulls. So that is my answer, because Mangiapane has that dog.
All right, Jeff, you're up.
In the context of I think the better player is probably William Nylander.
Thank you.
But who do I want on my team?
You want that dog?
That's a different question though. So
fuck you, Jeff.
I don't know. No, I'm not saying I wanted.
I just had to say it because Mitch queued it up. Like I said it earlier. Yeah. He almost made it sound like I chose Mangiapane earlier when that was not the case. I posed the question.
We were just throwing out examples.
Earlier. I posed the example to Mitch. So because he did that to me, I had to choose against him. I had to.
There it is.
And Mangiapane does have that dog. So
all right, TJ.
He does.
We have a mini announcement to end off the show. What is it, my friend?
Oh yes.
Coming soon. I believe we're not sure on the exact release date, but in the upcoming weeks, we will be starting the Off the Post gaming. So we're gonna be doing some NHL streams, maybe some Madden streams, just kind of figuring that out. So we're gonna start linking in our bio Twitch and everything, so you can check us out, give us a follow there. You can see when we go live, and yeah, we're gonna be doing some NHL content, some Madden 23 content. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some GM modes, just kind of random games. Maybe we'll play some UFC, just whatever. We're just gonna be streaming, playing some games, vibing out every now and then. But yeah, Mitch, you got any thoughts?
Gonna keep it a secret for now, but we're gonna start out with an NHL GM mode, the classic, and we're gonna aim to have one video per week along with the podcast. Podcasts aren't changing. Probably be out around either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, one of those days that it will be released.
Yeah, well, we're not entirely sure. We can't really figure out that schedule. Your podcast will be coming on Monday and Friday for Off the Post NHL. That will be for sure, and we'll figure out the gaming later. Just be locked in.
Figure it out.
You got to hit the subscribe. You got to hit the bell. We're going to be mentioning it in these episodes, so if you're following along, you won't miss it. All right.
There it is.
So that's been today's episode of the pod. It was actually, the boys actually just kind of went all over the place at times, but we did get into the Saturday games. We got into the Monday pick'ems. We did a little bit of this or that. I feel like it was a fun episode, eh?
I like the pick'ems. I think we got to continue the pick'ems.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely continue the pick'ems. It's fun to do. Just we'll do it just the day of those games that are on. It might only be 3 games. It might only be 4 games sometimes, who knows, but we'll definitely just do our pick'ems and look back at it. And yeah, I want to come up with a punishment. Like I want to find a way that we can get I just wish we could get like some Caps merch at each of your guys' houses, and then you just have to don it for like an episode or something like that.
Hat or a t-shirt.
We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure that out. But anyways, guys, this has been another episode of the Off the Post NHL podcast. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Make sure you share it with a friend. Leave a comment. Hit that bell. Make sure you stay tuned in for Off the Post Gaming, which will be coming soon. Look out for the live streams, and make sure you listen on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. And as always, we'll see you next time. Peace.